By taking on this ride, we want to inspire you to try something similar on your own doorstep. And along the way, I'm going to share a few tips on how you can do just that.
Yeah, we're going to take you along on this epic route so you can experience the highs and the lows with us. And it's an amazing route we've got, but it's going to be tough.
To home! Aha! Woo! Final push now in the wet and the dark. That's beautiful, that. The view, not Ollie's arse. Good morning. 6 o'clock, sun is just rising, a bit overcast. On the beautiful Royal Crescent in Bath, where our ride is about to begin. Still waiting for Ollie. Saying he'll be here soon.
Early start in Bath. Here we go. Looking good, don't it?
Ollie's arrived. He found his cape.
I did. I feel like I'm worried I might need it today. But, Conor, are you ready, man?
About as ready as I'll ever be.
It's a big day out.
Massive day out. I think I didn't really realise how big it was going to be until we met this morning. And I was like, we're going to the Isle of Wight and back in a day.
And what's scary for me is you've ridden Grand Tours and you say this is a big day out and you're nervous about this. How do you think that makes me feel? I don't want to miss that ferry.
See you on the road. Let's do it. Woohoo! Okay, so we've left Bath, we're on our way, about 10 kilometres in. Bike's feeling good, some miles in the belt already. Roads to ourselves, which is a brilliant aspect of this ride too, leaving so early.
The roads are so quiet, I love it.
Brilliant. I'm trying to eat as many bananas as I can to empty my pockets because I'm riding around like the Michelin man here. Feel like we're in our own little 2-up breakaway. Feels nice, just leaving our doorsteps, the open road ahead, with this epic adventure on the card. Spirits are high, we're chugging along. Yeah! I'm giving Ollie the authentic breakaway experience, just shouting. Horse! Horse! Squirrel! That's beautiful, that. The view, not Ollie's arse.
70k in, and we've just arrived at the beautiful Salisbury Cathedral behind us, which Conor's particularly excited about because, well, his favourite book is based on it.
I am obsessed with this book, as my better half Stacey will attest to. I just love cathedrals, and this is a perfect display
of winged buttresses.
Yeah, the architecture on it. I mean, generations of work has gone into this.
The pillars of the earth.
Yeah, pillars of the earth. But we have been making good progress. We've been flying along to get here, actually. Got here earlier than I expected. Enough time to have a quick coffee in town. We've been on Vitus' new aero frame set, the ZX1 Evo, which it's been pretty rapid, actually. I mean, you've been rapid as well. Oh. You've been flying along.
Still a long way to go yet, Conor, but thanks.
I've been sitting on Ollie, just eating bananas and croissants, having a great time. So hopefully that continues.
Well, for a ride like this, I'm glad we've got an aero bike, and, well, Vitus has reliably informed us that the new bike is 18% more aero than the previous one. They spent a lot of time honing it in the Silverstone wind tunnel, which is music to my ears. It's fully integrated cables, it's very neat and tidy, integrated seat post clamp, full monocoque carbon frame, so it's nice and stiff and light. And by the way, if you're wondering, I'm wearing a large, and Conor is riding a double XL.
Double XL. I do get excited about that. There's a bit of a story behind it though, harking back to my racing days, so I'll share that with you later. But right now, we do kind of need to crack on because well, we need to get to the ferry
I'm
now.
worried. We've got to make that ferry.
We're going to check in.
I mean, the ride's over if we don't make that ferry, so we have to make. Right, let's go.
I mean, this is seafaring stuff. It's,
go, go.
Nautical. Is that nautical? Wait for me, Ollie. I've already eaten 2 bananas, a bar, and I nearly lost my brioches, which would have been a disaster. I made Ollie turn around and go back for them because I was not leaving without my brioches. We've made it to the New Forest, National Park in the south of England. Wild horses roam around here, and it is covered in forest, as the name suggests.
Oh, I love wild horses.
We're getting close to the ferry here. I'm optimistic we'll get the earlier crossing, which would really do us a favour, keeping us on schedule. How you doing back there, Ollie?
Yeah, I'm good. Top tip, if you're going to do a 200-mile ride, find a friend like Conor to do it with, because it's like sitting behind a shed on wheels and basically not having even to do any pedalling at all. It's great.
I literally think that is the sole reason that I got a contract as a professional racing cyclist, just so people could sit behind me. 50 kilometres, earn me a free beer at the bar.
By this point, you're probably wondering a bit more about the rather nice bikes we're riding. Well, as mentioned, Vitus lent us both a ZX1 aero bike, although we have different colours and different specs. Mine is in this rather fetching red, and it really glints in the sun, and I particularly like that it matches the GCN kit. Conor's is black, but it isn't any old black. It's kind of an almost iridescent black, and it looks grey and green at times, depending on how the light catches it. Either way, mine is actually the lowest spec of the two, with a full SRAM Force Access group set, whereas Conor's has SRAM Red. Both bikes feature the same Vision Metron aero cockpit and deep Reynolds AR58 wheels for big aero gains. And if you've not ridden one before, an aero frame like this, fitted with deep wheels, it's noticeably faster. And on a day as long as this, when you add up the energy-saving benefit of an aero bike, given the choice, it's what I would always pick.
The beauty of doing a ride like this is anyone can do it, it's so accessible. But there are things you need to get right, and two of the biggest things are nutrition and pacing. And all too often people get carried away, they go far too hard at the start, and they burn all their carb stores, and then you burn them at a rate that's greater than what you can replenish them by eating during your ride, and then you bonk. And so the way to avoid that is to ride well within yourself. Ride at, zone 2 or what is a really sort of comfortable pace. It should feel too easy at the start. And then whatever you've got left at the end, empty the tank if you want to. But that way you should avoid bonking, and you've also got to just keep eating carbs all the time. The body can absorb between sort of 60 and 80 grams an hour, so just keep smashing down the carbs. Right, it's about 5k to go until we get to the ferry, and we are cutting it fine. Like, 5k is about 8 minutes at the speed we're going, but we need to maintain that speed because the ferry's in like 30 minutes. It doesn't give us much room, and you have to get there in advance. So we're desperately trying to make the ferry. We get there, thinking we just about made it. Now we've got to stop at a train crossing. Come on, train.
I guess the benefits of if we do miss this ferry are that we get another hour to eat food. Oh, we're off. Gates are open. We're on a boat.
On a boat.
We are. Quite a nice time to kind of pause and ponder what this ride is about as well, though.
Yes.
Heading across the Solent to the Isle of Wight. I mean, 200 miles is a big benchmark to go after if you're any cyclist. And I think that's the beauty of it. Any cyclist can do this from their doorstep like we have. Go out, big adventure, make it home in the same day.
Yeah, and people might be wondering why we've chosen this particular route, but that's because we get to go on a boat.
On a boat to the Isle of Wight.
I feel so gangster right now.
But the Isle of Wight is a beautiful place, famous for Viking raids as well. It's kind of played quite an important role in British history.
Yes,
actually.
and the Solent that we're crossing now is a famously treacherous passage of water, and it's where Sir Francis Drake handed it to the Spanish Armada.
It's also one of the last places that Jimi Hendrix played. So
What, in the Solent?
On the actual island.
Oh.
He probably ended up in the Solent at one point, I imagine. 600,000 people attended that concert.
I've actually been to Jimi Hendrix's grave in Washington.
Cool story, bro.
We've made it onto the Isle of Wight and we're commencing our lap of the island, which we have to complete inside 4 hours. It's 100 kilometres.
Bit more.
More than 100 kilometres. We have to complete it inside 4 hours to make our next ferry crossing back to the mainland. And for those of you who are unfamiliar with the geography of the Isle of Wight, it's basically to the UK what Hawaii is to the mainland of the United States.
Yeah, it's the British Hawaii.
Yeah, definitely.
There is an
As
abundance.
you can probably tell.
There's an abundance of flora and fauna though, really amazing wildlife and geography. And this lap is going to be spectacular. The roads are beautiful. We are flying on this service now.
Yeah.
And we can't afford to take it too easy because, well, we'll get stranded here otherwise, won't we?
If you like dinosaurs, which I know you do, there's lots of fossils around here as well. So I'm told. I read that on the internet. Big milestone, Connor. 100 miles. We've just gone 100 miles.
Oh,
That's the century.
that's good for morale. We're getting there.
Yeah, we've got to do it all again. For those of you who are fans of cricket, then Graham Gooch at this point would say, you've got to go on and make it a daddy. So that's what we're going to do.
The double century. And
Make it a daddy.
and
A daddy
say-
100.
I did say earlier that I was on a double XL frame.
Yeah.
I should probably share why that is the case with you all. When I was racing, back with Continental Team Ampost in Belgium, my first kind of pro contract, I guess, I was actually riding on a Vitus. So that was a team frame, and there wasn't a bike big enough. So Vitus went away, designed their own frame, called it a double XL, and that is what this bike has kind of come from, really.
So, Vitus is leading the way for bigger riders.
Yeah, exactly. So I've kind of gone back to my roots a little bit here, riding on a frame that I raced in the World Championships on.
Amazing.
And now here I am with you, riding around the Isle of Wight.
We are up against it now. We have to average over 35k an hour in the next 20 kilometres, or we're not going to make the ferry. So we are pressing on because our average speed has slowed on the island. It's a lot hillier and grippier on these roads than we thought.
Come on, mate, we can do it. Whole lap of the island, make this ferry, make it home. Keep it lit, Ollie, keep it lit.
All right, you feeling it?
It's the quads.
Yeah, you feeling them?
Quads, yeah. Oh.
Come on, mate. Come on, mate. You got it.
Just a little bit to go. You'll keep riding on the front for me, though.
Yeah.
Okay, we've made it off the ferry. We're back on the mainland, and it is homeward bound now.
120k to go, mate.
Yeah, but it feels good that we don't have any more kind of deadlines now. We can just enjoy this last section and get home in whatever shape that may be.
Mate, let's just smash it.
Let's hit it. Come on, let's do it. Bit of an update for you. We're back in the New Forest, retracing our steps to home. Although this time we have 65 miles to go rather than the opposite, which was a fair amount still to do at this point in the ride. Spirits are still high, although we're both starting to get a little bit of hunger, starting to fantasize about what we're going to have when we get home. And I think, based on some quick maths here, it's half six now. About an hour and a half of sunlight left, and well, 65 miles. It's not going to be covered in an hour and a half, so it's going to be a dark finish, mate. I'd brace yourself for that. Dawn till dusk, and a little bit more. We rumble on. So, made it to Salisbury, and the heavens have opened, literally with about
60k to go.
67k to go. I nearly just crashed, I'm not going to lie. A lorry cut us up, unfortunately, forced me to dip.
Conor did the greatest save ever. My only regret is we didn't get it on camera. It was like Peter Sagan, yards out, amazing.
Heart in my mouth, got both feet out of the pedals, literally water skied down the road. I have no idea how I held that up. Rain actually worked in my favour. But we need to find some food because this is where it all counts now. We're going to make it home in the rain, we're hungry. Final 2 hours of the ride to go. Finish it off, mate. Right then left. So we did say in the intro, we document the highs and the lows. Currently, this is a low.
A lift in Salisbury, desperately trying to find some food, and the lift. I mean,
Why are we in a lift? We're in a lift because we're in a
I
lift.
think that's we.
We're in a lift because we got lost. The only way to get unlost was to go through a multi-storey car park. There, we're out. And it was dry, so we thought, why not? Anyway, we're out now. Back into the rain, Ollie. Find you some food. Oh, try and stay upright. So we didn't find food in Salisbury. We had to crack on away from the pea-stained lift and my near crash episode.
I was close to bonking because I'm running out of food.
Yeah, we kind of left it a bit too long to stop, really. So we've done a big co-op shop, raided the store, found myself a nice bit of yoghurt.
Chugging yogurt.
Chugging yoghurt. Ollie's burnt about 6,500 kilojoules.
Yeah, which is about, well, 6,500 calories. So
6,500
far.
Calories.
So far.
It's a pretty big day then.
Big day out.
Still 60k to go. It's what time's it now? About 7 o'clock. Just past 7.
Yeah, got a bit more sun, and then.
So yeah, coming into dusk now. Absolutely soaked in rain coming through Salisbury. Absolutely hammered down on us. Starting to feel it a little bit. But we're nearly there. Nearly cracked the 200 miles. Last push to home.
We got it.
And we're gonna go. Yeah, we've got it. It's gonna feel good when we get there. Right now, though, we just need to sit in a bus stop and chug yogurt and eat vegan wraps. It's sunset time. Past Wilton, we had a last stop for food. We were thinking we were going to race the sun home and maybe make it back in time to still be in that little bit of light, but that's not the case.
Still got 50k to go.
Still 50k to go. So we're definitely doing the last bit in the dark. Luckily the rain's cleared. Skies are getting a And then last bit of blue. But yeah, final push now in the wet and the dark. But to home! Ha-ha! Woo!
We've made it. We're back in Bath, back on the Royal Crescent, where we started, but now it's really dark.
12 and a half hours later.
Yeah, it's about 10:40 at night, and I'm really tired. I'm broken.
I'm not on this planet, to be
I'm
honest.
Oh,
But it was a cracking ride.
and the bikes were mint. Thanks.
Dawn.
Cheers, Vitus.
Dawn till dusk and a bit more. And you were absolutely smashing it on the way up. I was stuck to your wheel. We didn't talk the last 40 kilometres.
No, we
just
no.
head down.
Just wanted to get home at that point. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope we've inspired you to do your own 200 miler, or even just 100 miler would be a great thing to do if you've not done that before. From your own doorstep, go and have an adventure. Anyone can do it.
Wherever it may be.
Yes.
Get out there.
Right.
Enjoy the ride.
I'm going to bed now.
Yeah, we're going to go and enjoy bed.
Not in the same bed.
No, that would be
Weird.
No.
Your bed's over there, mine's that way.
Yeah. Okay.
Night.
See you in the next video.